Hey, what's up, guys? Nick Rizner, MMA Mad. UFC 201 this weekend. Robbie Lawler defending his belt against Tyron Woodley. This will be his third title defense. Seems like longer because obviously he had the back and forth with Johnny Hendricks. That lasted a little while. He fights every 6 months or so, and his fights have been super memorable as well. Carlos Condit, a little controversial, but really exciting fight. Obviously, the fight against Rory McDonald is one of the best fights of all time, universally, by the way. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. So he's had quite the title run, and Tyron Woodley is no easy task. He's got the wrestling background. He's got the power as well. So, we see Johnny Hendricks versus Robbie Lawler, and I feel like a lot of people are using that as a comparison. Johnny Hendricks, really accomplished wrestler, but he doesn't really use it in MMA, if you notice. He kind of leans on his striking. He obviously went for some takedowns. Robbie Lawler defended him. Robbie Lawler has excellent takedown defense, so I'm not taking that away from him. But I think as far as MMA and just fighting styles alone, I think Tyron Woodley is the more difficult wrestling matchup for Robbie Lawler. So the question really becomes, where is this fight going to take place? And that's like so many other fights. That's the question that we have to answer. Tyron Woodley can take down, if Tyron Woodley rather can take down Robbie Lawler and put him on his back, which we haven't really seen much of that. He's more than capable of either grinding out a decision win or winning that fight. And then at the end of the day, you have to remember that everyone's human. That Tyron Woodley has some of the most explosive power, particularly in the first round. So if he really explodes with some techniques and catches Robbie, that can either change the face of the fight or win it for him as well. So it's really interesting kind of question of whether Robbie Lawler can defend the takedown yet again. The other thing you have to take into account is Robbie Lawler's age. I know he seems unstoppable. He's been running through everybody. Well, I won't say running through because I think the Condit one was a little controversial. But honestly, everyone has an expiration date. And I don't know when Robbie Lawler is going to start to show signs of slowing. He hasn't fought since January, which is kind of typical for him. But every 6 months, it has a lot of changes between fights. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I do think Robbie Lawler takes this one, however. I think that he'll be able to stuff the takedown. I think that he has much better tenacity, much better endurance, much better striking. If it's not for that sort of one-hit knockout that Tyron Woodley possesses, I really think that Robbie Lawler will have the volume striking, and I think he'll pour it on late. So I think this will go into the later rounds like so many Robbie Lawler fights. I don't see him ending it super early, but I do think as the rounds go on, you'll see that sort of difference in endurance, and you'll see Robbie Lawler really start to pull away with it and either win by decision or maybe get a finish late. I do think he retains the belt. I think that Wonder Boy has to be next. I've said it forever. I don't understand how he wasn't next after Johnny Hendricks. He has to be next after this fight with Tyron Woodley, but we'll see. So that's it, I guess. I'm going for Robbie Lawler, UFC 201, still welterweight champion.